Hi, how you doing? Happy Sunday. Well, if you were with me on the live last night, I had a wonderful time. We went back down memory lane and we were talking about the old things we used to watch on the TV, you know, the old series that there used to be. Brought back a lot of memories for me. Things that I'd forgotten, you know, people remembered differently to what I remembered. So we had a great time, yeah. Well, I did anyway. Anyway, what am I going to do? Well, I bought myself a new heat pad today. You stick it in the microwave. You know, as usual, the old arthritis killing again as usual. But we won't go into that. Well, what have I been doing? I finished off a little set, another little set for the dolly, for Barbie, Cindy, whatever. Finished another little set for her. And I've also been making scrunchies. Oh, one's just fallen on the floor, so you won't see one of them. He's gone on the floor. Yeah, I've been making scrunchies out of bits and pieces. These are made from some, I don't know why that one looks so small, but it just does. They're made from bits and pieces of Signet, boho Signet, that's what they're made from. That one's nice, it's all my kind of colours. And that one's got blues. It's all from the same ball. There is another one, but it's just disappeared over the edge of there. And I don't feel like getting up and going and getting it, so you'll have to see that another time. That's a lilac one. I'm not too keen on that one. That was one I followed off a YouTube pattern, but wasn't very successful. And that's another one that's a little tiny one. These are a little bit Christmassy. I was making these on my live, last night. A little bit Christmassy. Oh, another one on the deck. They want to go on the floor, don't they? This one's sort of like a limey, greeny, mustardy colour with cream. And we've got another one that's a bit Christmassy, isn't it? I always think red and white's very Christmassy. Oops, there we go. I'm just hoping that they sell for the craft fair. And these remind me of Christmas because they're green and red, aren't they? And the last two are just done in the cream, you know, neutral. I will make a few more because I just want something that just I can sell for just peanuts, really, you know. You could always wear two together, couldn't you? Make it look a bit thicker and jazzier. Well, what I actually came on to show you was the Simply Crochet magazine. I know that Crochet Rocks will probably do a much better open with me, but I thought I'd show it you anyway. And it came with a calendar of Smurfs. And there's all these different Smurfs. I think you only get, you get 6 patterns with it. They're crochet Smurfs, yeah? So each month you get a Smurf. The Smurf is the limit. Papa Smurf is the village chief. He turned 542 years old last spring. Somebody that's older than me. Yeah. So if you're into Smurfs, you get the Smurf calendar. Anyway, back to Simply Crochet. This is issue 142. You can tell I've had my eyes lasered because I can read it. Yeah. It's got Christmas Scandi style. It's got a sweater on the front cover. And I'll show you what's inside. Right. Time to smurf some crochet magic. He's in the calendar, I think. That's just showing you all what's in it, so I'll show you that better. This one is a free pattern if you like great big massive baggy cocoons. It's a little oversized for me. I've got out of the oversized stuff that makes you look bigger than what you are, to be quite frank. It's called Twirling Cocoon, or Cocoon, by Linda Dean, and it's a free pattern from Cascade Yarns. So if you've got a little phone that does that, hold it up against there and you'll get the free pattern. I don't have one of those. I'm trying to send something back to Amazon. My son says, oh, your phone will, you know, click on. No, my phone won't. My phone just takes phone calls. It's not one of those singing and dancing ones, yeah. Right, let's have a little look at what's in the book. Right. This is just adverts, really. Adverts. Those are cute, aren't they? Pigs in blankets. They're not in the book. You have to buy things, buy books, yeah. Whatever. They're not in. Anyway, these are in. If you're into blankets, which I'm not, but it is rather nice, there's a blanket with Christmas trees. And if you'd rather just make the Christmas tree, there you go. You can make just the Christmas tree. And if you're feeling bold, you can trim up your waste paper basket or your basket with some pom-poms. And this is very pretty. Cushion cover with, again, the Christmas tree. Well, they're not exactly Christmas trees, are they? They're more like spruce trees, winter trees. This one is a rug, done in bubbles. And if you've still got time to do Christmas ornaments, there you go, some Christmassy ornaments. Righty-ho, let's go a bit further along now. We have got the Winter Ramble, Winter Ramble, I thought I said Winter Rumble, Winter Ramble. If you are into doing colour work in your crochet, I have done colour work. That is a little bit too busy for me, but I have done colour work. You have to be careful not to pull it too tightly as you're going across, otherwise you do, you know, make things a lot smaller than they're supposed to be. Right, what have we got here? Smiley Plates. Well, I wouldn't call them plates. That looks more like a cup, doesn't it? Christmas pudding. What's that supposed to be? Looks like a hat or some kind of thing, doesn't it? Not sure what it's supposed to be. Amigurumis anyway, whatever they're supposed to be. Amigurumi. What's the article about? Erina's Journal, or Erina's Journal. She makes some cute little mice. The pattern's not in the book, by the way. She makes some cute little creatures. It's obviously advertising her, whether she does books or something. Oh, she's from the Little Hook Crochet. She runs her crochet empire with her mother and shares the delights and complexities of working together. I've worked with my mother. Doesn't always work. We used to argue a lot. Yeah. Hang tight. There you are. There's the bunting done in little Christmassy stockings. That's a nice rose, isn't it? I was trying to do a rose before, which was this one, which is a paid for pattern. It's by, oh gosh, I can't remember who it's by now, but it's a paid for pattern anyway. But I got mixed up. You're supposed to curl it all up together. You know, you do a long string and then you curl it back. Oh gosh, had I got curling it up wrong. Now I have done these before today. I can curl these round. You do these in a long line and then you curl it round. I can do that one. So I might do them instead. The other one was done in rings and then you curled it around and I made a bit of a pixie of it. Right, Bauble Burst. This is to jazz up a sweater that you've already bought, or a sweatshirt or a t-shirt or whatever. You sew the Christmas tree on. The advantage of that is once Christmas is over, you can take it off the jumper. So you haven't ruined the jumper, have you? This one is called Chill Out in self-striping yarn. Looks like it's done side to side unless I'm mistaken. Self-striping yarn. That's the back view. Trouble with self-striping yarn is you don't always get the stripes in the right places, do you? You know, I think they've done a bit of, I call it jiggly pokery, but you know what I mean. Adjusting, yeah. Right, business and pleasure. Discover how designer Emma Bassey decided to launch her own yarny business. Good luck, I've tried to launch my own yarny business without any success whatsoever. Right, that's a bag. Well, I won't see any success whatsoever. I did used to have success before Etsy got greedy. But we won't talk about that. Right, it's a miracle. Again, it's trees again, if you want trees. A little vest or tank top or whatever you want to call it. Now we have got Xmas decorations. They're cute, but I never get amigurumis. That one is, no. Ooh, that one is quite cute. I'm not quite sure what the other one's supposed to be. Whether it's supposed to be a tree or a funny mitten. Not sure. I like the little one with tea light. He's got a tea light, if you can see. I can never make the faces. I honestly cannot make faces. Rockin' Robin. That's an awful lot of work if you can only use it at Christmas, isn't it? Or maybe you don't mind having robins all year round. Now these are sweet. These are sweet little doggies. They've got pom-poms, obviously. They're crochet, but they've got pom-poms on them. Now that reminds me of my aunt who used to make, you know, toilet roll covers out of poodles. We all had to have one, whether we wanted one or not. We got one. This one is Red Roses. It's a shawl. Exude Effortless Elegance in a shawl by Gwen McGammon. I'm not sure how you pronounce the name. Whether it's Butka. It's B-U-T-T-K-E. It's quite a pretty shawl. Quite a pretty shawl. Beyond yarn bombing. Oh, I've done a bit of that any time. Done a bit of yarn bombing. Again, the patterns are not in here. It's just showing you what people do when they yarn bomb. Yeah, we did that around Salford and places. Yarn bombing things. Most of them got stolen, yeah. That's quite pretty if you've got the right kind of sort of house where you could put something like that on it. It always reminds me of canal barges or caravans where, you know, the old fashioned gypsy caravans, you know, where they used to put, everything was always fancy. This is G is for glitter. It's showing you all different glitter yarns. They're all quite pastel-y actually. Baby Sparkle, that's Stylecraft. That's $3.29 for 100 gram. I thought it said $8.29. My eyes are not that good. And Baby Brilliance, which is 100 gram for £4.50. That's by Knitcraft by Hobbycraft. That's the first two at the top. The second two are, oh, how do you do that? Schackenmeier. Rugiada, Aaron. 50 grams, £6.50. That's expensive, isn't it? And Kinko Galaxy, which is is it $5.79? No, $3.79 for 50 grams. That's a bit better. And then the bottom two are Creative Fluffily Double Knitting, which is 100 gram That is $8.99. Again, that's expensive, isn't it? And Signet Glittery Double Knitted, $2.99 for 100 gram. Oh, up for Signet. I like that position to buy anything that's too expensive, yeah. Show us yours. I think they mean what you've made. Not anything else, I hope. They've got the little, what they've made from previous magazines. Yeah, quite a little, nice little fairy. That's obviously in a previous magazine, the Daffy Down Dilly. And then you're supposed to say which autumnal accessory is your must hook, on your must hook list. And 50% said a beanie. Well, it's obvious, isn't it? It's winter time, you want a hat, don't you? I would think it's obvious you're doing a beanie. Oh, that could be quite interesting if I read it. What are all these funny symbols on a pattern? They do put some funny things on patterns sometimes that you try to, you know, you're like, what's that? In the next issue, that's some, you know I love a granny square, and I love anything made with a granny square, but that is a little bit too busy for me. I think it's because it's got the red background. A little bit too much. Right, Crochet Essentials, that's telling you how to. You've got the charts and whatever. And then we've got Arts and Crafters, showing you what to do with bits and pieces and things, I presume. Oh, that's a bit jazzy, isn't it? The King Cole Norse. Looks a bit sock yarny. Oh yeah, 4-ply. It is a bit sock yarny, isn't it? Introducing King Cole Norse 4-ply. 8 exciting shades. Well, if you want bright yellow socks, mittens, anything, that's well in your street. In the Clouds Blanket by Sheep Jeeps or Scagers or whoever else you want to pronounce it. I don't know whether you have to buy that pattern or whether it's a freebie one, I don't know. Anyway, quite a nice pattern magazine this time around. Sometimes when I buy them I think to myself, oh, what did I buy that for? You know. But I don't know whether I'm going to put the Smurfs up in my lounge. I might put it in the shed or somewhere. I don't think, well, I'm not a good girl. So what are you then, girl? What is she? A fun-loving Smurfette? Well, that's one way of calling it, isn't it? She's not a good girl. Yeah. So we've just today, well I haven't, but they've been moving the table over and moving one or two bits and bobs over because the builder's coming on Wednesday. And I'm out tomorrow, hopefully to the knit club. Oh my goodness, I've got more wrinkles and bags than I don't know what to do with. Since I had my back teeth out, my cheeks, I should walk around with a permanent smile, shouldn't I? Otherwise I've got the... Oh, don't go there, Jana, don't go there. You're getting old and that's the end of the story. We were talking about that briefly on Saturday as well, about that, you know, people who have things lifted and shifted and moved about a bit, you know. Won't be me, won't be me. I've got me knitting cup again, me knitting past the wolf. I don't know where I got it from, somebody gave it me as a gift. But it's purely for knitting, but I don't mind, I do knit sometimes. Yeah, I need to do, maybe do a few more scrunchies. I want to do a few of those little rose brooches. And then I've been asked to do some headbands for kiddies. So I've only got a week because the craft fair's next Saturday. And so I'll have to get a bit of a move on, really. I kind of went off my crochet for 2 or 3 days, which didn't help, you know, in between. But when, you know, when the weather's cold, you know, well, if you wonder what I'm wearing, it's a crochet bolero, and I put a bit of fun fur around the edge to liven it up a bit. Doesn't really go with the top I'm wearing, but never mind. I've got to the stage where I don't care, as long as it's warm. I'm wearing more layers than an onion, you know. I hate to be cold. That's hence why I bought this, you know, heat pad that you put in the microwave. I must confess, I did think it was a little bit bigger than that. You know, when you look at, I don't think it gave me any sizes, but it looked quite big on the picture. They all do, and then when you get them, they look like they're little. I've got a beautiful sheepskin one that was my mum's that plugs in, and I can't find it. It's here in the house. I know it's in the house unless it's been misappropriated somewhere or another, but it's in the house as far as I know, because I have used it since I've been here, and that's great. And then I've got one that plugs in around my shoulders, but I'm trying not to use electric like everybody else. You know, we're trying to cut down on the fuel bills. I've got the fire lit, keeping me warm, because I can't use my fingers. When I wake up in the morning, I can't crochet right away because I can't use my fingers if they're cold, and my back hurts and aches if I'm cold. I was obviously never meant to be born in the UK, and especially not in Fleetwood. It is cold here, cold. I swear it's an overcoat warmer where I come from. Yeah, I was never that cold when I lived in Prestwich, never. Everybody else seems to be used to it, except my friend who comes from down south, and she's like, oh my goodness, I'm so cold since I moved here. And I went, yeah, it is cold here. It really is cold. And as you get older, you feel it more. I don't know whether, I mean, you're probably younger than me, but you feel the cold. The older you get, the more you feel the cold. That's why, you know, it's so unfair when, you know, people are on a very, very small, limited budget, trying to keep warm and to eat at the same time. I'm fortunate in the fact that I now share bills and everything with my son and his wife, yeah. Otherwise, I don't know. I mean, I had a big 3-bedroomed house, which didn't cost me that much to heat it, because it was a very well-insulated house. But having said that, I'm talking 3 years ago, and all the heating bills and that have doubled since then. So, you know, maybe, sorry, that was the fire. Maybe I wouldn't have been able to heat it like I was used to, you know. I don't know. It's just a constant battle, isn't it? Trying to keep warm, trying to juggle your pennies, trying to whatever. You know, everybody's in the same boat, you know. It's no good of whinging and whining, because we're all in the same boat. Unless, of course, you're a millionaire, which I don't think there's many millionaires who actually watch my channel. You know, if there are any millionaires watching my channel, I can give you my address. You could send me some in the post. But as for the rest of you, you're on the same level as me, so I don't expect anything from you, except a thumbs up, please. Thumbs up would be great. And as my subscribers never grow, all I would say is, if you think any of your friends might be interested in listening to me waffling on, you know, chattering about nothing in particular, you know, if you think that they might, just mention my name. Just say, hey, have you watched Janet? You know, she's quite, you know, whatever. You never know. I might grow my subscribers by 1. Or maybe 2, if I'm lucky. That's all I will ask of you. I never ask for money. I never ask for anything else. All I ask for is like and subscribe, thumbs up, tell your friends. Anyway, it's knit club tomorrow at the library, so I'm just hoping it's not cold. Going down the seafront, you know, it's like... You know, people say, oh, it must be lovely to live by the sea. They're probably the people who don't live by the sea, or who go somewhere warm to the seaside. You know, they're thinking of, like, when they were in Mallorca, when they were in Spain, when they were in Portugal, how lovely it was to be by the sea. It's not quite the same in the UK when you're next to the howling wind. breeze from the sea, I think they call it. It's more like howling gale actually on most days, but my mother would say, you're nesh. And if you don't know what that means, nesh means you're soft. You're a wimp. You know, I used to say, Mum, it's cold, or Mum, it's this. She said, don't be so nesh. Don't be so nesh. I don't know if it's a typical northern word or what. There's a lot of words we have in the north that don't seem to have percolated down south, or definitely have not crossed the pond, you know. Like I say, mithering, you know, don't mither me. That means don't pester me, don't talk to me when I'm crocheting or something like that. Stop mithering. When they're not saying anything in particular, they're just wittering at you. That's another word, isn't it? Wittering. Yeah. There's a lot of words. I'm never quite sure if they're just from up north or what they are, yeah. Every place has its own little dialect, doesn't it? Yeah. I mean, I was actually doing a bit of singing on Saturday when I was on, and it was one by the Oldham Tinkers, and he said, I'm all as glad to see a mon like thee. Thou's as welcome, lad, as welcome as can be. Pull the chair up to the table, stay as long as thou art able, 'cause I'm always glad to see a mon like thee. Basically, they're glad to see a man like him. Pull your chair up to the table and stop as long as you can, because we're always glad to see a man like thee. There's a lot of these nows in the Lancashire accent, you know, and a lot of that, you know, like where's that been? Well, that's telling me, where's that been? It's time that went. I don't know why there's a lot of these and nows and nas in the Lancashire accent, but there is. Anyway, as I said before, that Simply Crochet, I think it's quite a good edition this time. See what you think. Bye for now.